Hi kids, my name is Michelle Sade. I'm a TV presenter, an actress and a voiceover artist. Today I am going to be reading you a story, and the story is called Sade, the Wise Mother. This story happened many, many years ago when the world was a different place. Your father would not be happy about this. He worked very hard to build this house and make this farm a success. He paid for your education. His last wish was that the three of you will live here together in harmony with your wives, said Sade. This was her name. Mother, responded Bankole. I am the one who has been left to look after the farm. I work hard from dawn till dusk, organizing the workers, checking the crop, and ensuring the yams, plantains, and corn is taken to the market to sell. As a child, I used to enjoy working on the farm with my father. He educated me well in the matters of the farm. Of my older brothers, one is a man who knows the law, the other a man who understands numbers. But it is because of the hard work I do on the farm that we are rich and live comfortably. I work so many hours that I have no time for my wife and children. Biola, who he would call a lawyer today, thought for a moment. He is right, Mother. I am happy enough to split the property as Bankole wishes. I will not stand in his way. Just as he had finished, Wale, who was the accountant, said, I will not try to change his mind either, Mother. I will immediately begin to draw up the necessary documents to split the property fairly. We will each have our own share. Sade was not happy. She stayed quiet and deep in thought. The three brothers set about discussing the division of the property. The following morning, Sade called her sons together. I know you are happy enough to share the property. I will not stand in your way, but allow me one last indulgence before you do this. Tomorrow, let us take a short journey to the palace of Obarewani. He is wise. He may be able to make you realize you are better together than apart. The three men loved their mother, and though their minds were made up, they agreed to go on this journey together. They set off early the next day, very early. As midday approached, Sade suggested they stop to eat at the next village. They found a home of a woman who sold food. After eating their fill, Sade asked Wale to pay the lady. But Mother, he replied, a little surprised, you are the one carrying the purse now. Sade looked through her bag. She could not find the money. I must have dropped my purse somewhere on the road. I don't suppose we'll find it. Anyway, we have gone too far along on this journey. We can't turn back. And with no money, we will not be able to pay for a place to stay, let alone for food. The three of you will have to go and look around for work in this village and earn money so we can proceed with our journey. I will wait here until you return. As there was no other option, Sade's sons set out to the task. The three men immediately went out looking for work. Bankole walked towards some farmland that he had noticed on the outskirts of the village. It wasn't long before he came across some farmers trying to plant corn. He looked at them for a while and noticed that they were not going about it in the right way. Does your crop grow well? He asked the farmers. Sometimes they grow, and other times they do not, replied one of the men. That is because you're not planting the seeds correctly now. How much will you give me if I show you the correct way to plant the seeds? The men deliberated for a moment, agreed a price of 15 cowries. Bankole explained exactly what they should do and what they should not do. The farmers were so happy with Bankole's advice, which made perfect sense, that they paid him the exact amount that he wanted immediately. In another part of the village, Biola came across 4 men arguing. One of the men, in particular, looked very worried. "What seems to be the problem?" Biola inquired. The man, who was very worried, replied, "The 4 of us own a horse together. We had agreed that we own a leg each. The horse became lame in the leg I owned. So it was for me to look after the animal and nurse it back to good health. Part of the treatment obliged me to put a bandage soaked in oil on the leg of the horse. Unfortunately, last night, the horse limped near a fire and the bandage caught alight. The horse was so scared it ran from one side of the village to the other side of the village. Everywhere it went, the dry grass was just catching fire. And this in turn spread to the huts of many people in the village, causing so much damage. I'm only lucky that the horse survived with no further injury, and that all the people who had to run from their houses, they're safe. My 3 friends here are saying I must pay for the damage that I caused. The villagers want their money now. I may have to sell all my property to cover this debt." Biola thought for a moment, then said, "How much will you give me if I prove to your 3 friends here that this is not your fault?" "I will give you 25 cowrie shells," the man said. Biola gathered the men together and explained. "The 4 of you own the horse. Am I correct?" The 4 men agreed. "This man is the owner of the lame leg. And the 3 of you own all the able legs. Am I right?" They agreed again. "Then it is the 3 of you that must pay the debt to the villagers, not my friend over here." Let me explain why. It was not the lame leg that took the horse running through the village. It was in fact the good legs. It was the good legs that therefore caused the damage. Well, the 3 men were dumbfounded, but they understood the wisdom in Biola's words and agreed to pay the debt to the villagers. While Biola was paid his 25 cowries, Wale meanwhile was walking in yet another part of the village when he heard a man crying loudly from inside a hut. "What can I do? What can I do? How can I solve such an impossible task?" The man wailed on and on and on. Well, I couldn't help but knock on the door and ask the man what was the problem. "The chief of the village has asked me to weigh an elephant that he's been given. He wants to know if he can cross the bridge that spans the river between the road and his palace. He has given me 1 day to do this. How? How do I weigh an elephant? If I don't solve this problem, I'll be exiled from this village. This is where I was born." "What will you give me if I solve your problems?" asked Wale. I will give you 50 cowries. Yes, 50, the man said. This then is what you will do. Have the elephant put carefully on a boat. As the boat sinks down into the water, because of the elephant's weight, mark the point on the boat that the water reaches. Then remove the elephant and fill the boat with stones until the boat sinks again to the line which it sank to when the elephant was in it. Take the stones out and weigh them. That is the weight of the elephant. Ha! Overjoyed, the man who was so thankful gave Wale his cowries, and he rushed to do exactly what he had been told to do. Sade was happy to see her sons returning to the eating place one by one. Each had come with more money than she had imagined. Well, she said, let us pay for the meal. As she said this, she pulled the purse that she had said she had lost from her bag. Her sons were astonished. Yes, said Sade. I had it all the time. I just pretended to have lost it for you all to learn the lesson that you are better together. You see how all of you went and earned money based on the work that you each know how to do. And the money together is more than the money that you can earn when you are apart. This made perfect sense to the three brothers. And Bankole apologized for ever thinking that it would be better off on his own. And the moral of the story is this: united we stand, but divided we fall. My name is Sade. I hope you enjoyed the story. Bye.